Good morning and welcome to Major League Pickleball here in Columbus, Ohio. Day 2 of our 3-day event. Folks, thanks for joining us. Good morning and welcome. I'm Rob Cassidy here with our first match of the day on Grandstand Court. Thanks for joining us. We got a good one here between the Jackrabbits and the Lions meeting here on the Grandstand Court. Thanks for joining us. We have our women's match coming up first with Vivian David and Maggie Brascia. Both big smiles, ready to rock and roll as they take on the lefty Olivia McMillan and Etta Wright, who has been playing fantastic throughout this event. As we know, today will be a rally scoring event to 21, win by 2, locking at 18 and 20, respectively. Looking forward to a good one here. Unfortunately for these guys, on day 1, they both lost their 2 matches of the day, interestingly enough, to the same teams, the Lions and the Jackrabbits. Coming out on the lesser end against Team BLQK and Florida Smash, who happen to be battling it out right now on championship court. You can catch that stream on our Major League Pickleball page as well, happening right now. Too much action to handle. But here we are on the Grandstand court. Lefty Olivia McMillan serving to Vivian David. Here we go. Oh, and a missed third for first blood in this rally scoring. Maggie Brascia to serve. Right on the baseline. Vivian likes it. She's pumping her up. Good energy here going into day 2. Yesterday was an action-packed day, and the stakes just keep getting higher as we approach Championship Sunday, that coveted final. Oh, yeah. Vivian David, classic. One of the best right-sided players in the game, male or female. Just the ability to get so low and create offensively from what appears to be nothing. Etta Wright seems to be moving very well. Good exchange here. Oh, and a missed volley dink from Maggie Brascia. That's some good dinking. Way out, tough trajectory. Not a bad ball to attack. Might have preferred for it to be a little more linear to stay on court. But yeah, oftentimes dinking is mistook for a beginner strategy. It certainly is not, and you want to have some variation in your dinks, and much like a pitcher in a baseball game, you want to have some different pitches for the batter, different looks. Sometimes forcing your opponent to take the ball out of the air when it's below the net is very favorable. Another point for the Jackrabbits. Jackrabbits also consisting of their male counterparts, Adam Stone and Hunter Johnson. Good exchange, side out. You can see DJ Young warming up in the background for his match later in the day. The Ranchers are on a roll. We saw their comeback yesterday, down 11-20 to force the tiebreak. What a match. You can catch that on the Major League Pickleball page as well. Instant classics, left and right. Speaking of right, Etta takes the net. Ooh, and a big two-handed backhand from Olivia. Let's take a look here. Reaches, a little reaching. If she could have got a little more footwork into that, she probably would have smoked it. Vivian David, always striking the ball with such precision. Oh, we got a nice little switch here. Jammed up, handcuffed by the Brascia overhead. 9-2 now, the Jackrabbits taking off. Loving the positivity from Vivian. It is important and appreciated. And it's on the baseline again, essentially the same exact spot. Maggie Brascia locked in. She's just so comfortable out there. It's a nice way to play pickleball, tell you what. Tricky. Using placement over power to not allow Olivia McMillan to that kitchen line. You see in these rally scoring formats, the teams would like to cut out even more of the risk, given that every mistake is a point on the board for the other team. Easier said than done. Then there's players like Rafa Hewitt that just, what is risk, what is reward? Everything he does is just so dynamic and fiery. So as we sneak into day 2 here of the Major League Pickleball event in Columbus, Ohio, the contenders for Championship Sunday are revealing themselves. We got the BLQK and Florida Smash, as well as the Ranchers and the Bus still in contention for the title of champions. Last event of the year, everything on the line. All right, looks like our ladies are ready to go here. The side switch at the kitchen line. Olivia to receive. They've switched sides to mix it up. Hey, when you're down 11-3, I like that they're using their options. We have Mary Brascia in the crowd cheering on her sister. Mary Brascia is on Team Mad Drops Pickleball. They've been playing awesome as well. I'm super happy for the Brascias in just this past year to kind of establish themselves as household names in the game of pickleball. Great to see. Just a little behind it, a little late. I feel like she was ready. Not sure what happened there. Nice high ball. Oh. Ooh. Strong pressure from the Jackrabbits. And essentially a placement put away. She could have done anything she wanted with this ball. Oh, but it was just a smidge out. It was out. And that's what happens when that's what can happen when you remove the killer instinct on your putaways. Things like that might happen. That's what you get for being nice. Still up big here in game 1 of our first match of the day. Day 2. Oh, that's tough. Ball's out. 14-4. Vivian and Maggie playing solid for the Jackrabbits, our team in green. And a tough miss from Olivia. Might need to stretch a little more, wake up, give the face a couple slaps, take another sip of coffee. It's a long match, 4 games in total. Got to start somewhere. Maggie flexing a little big. That's 2 misses. And some checkmate putaways. Is there a window open for the Lions to get back in this game? Nice hard work from Olivia McMillan. Ooh, beautiful third shot drop. Sets herself up, but handled by the Viv. That's nice defense. Boom! There it is. The window is open just a little bit larger with this cross-court put away from Etta Wright. Those are the types of setups and execution that it's going to take to get back in this game. Oh. Nice deep serve return from Olivia. There it is. You can you can see the shifts. Like there's certain things you can see that are just like telltales that they're going to win the point. For example, Olivia McMillan, in terms of her positioning, was there before the ball got there on that last point. And I mean, only good things can come from that. Oh, I feel like a switch has flipped for Olivia. She's making that transition from survival mode into predator, but Maggie doing what she's supposed to do with every single ball. That's a good put on. You can see Chuck and Thomas strategizing on the sideline, loving this team event atmosphere. High stakes. Every game and every match, you're playing for money. And what a great time to be alive that these professionals can play pickleball as a profession. Oh, Ed is ready for that one. Moving well. Trying to force that forehand from Olivia. She's all over it. Really working that corner. They found a spot that they like. Oh, it's there. Vivian taking control. They want to call it out. They want to call it out. It's tough. As we know, the rule is, or the spirit of the rule is, if there's doubt, it was in. They do have legs up to check if, you know, the ref saw it in or out. They could even challenge themselves if they want, but they're going with the timeout. Timeout. They're going to re-strategize here. $19-9. That's one of the bigger leads we've seen this weekend. They might drop this game, but they're still in the match, very much so, as they kind of settle in. After the women's match here, we'll have the men's, followed by the two mixed. Be interested to see who plays with who. The Lions, the male counterparts are Chuck Taylor and Thomas Wilson, who have been playing phenomenally this weekend, and this year, that matter. Changing the game, really, bringing what they do to the game and evolving it with it. I do like that they're having these conversations on the sideline. That means that they're still in it. They're still going to fight. You know, if they all four of them were sitting over there with their heads down, that's a different picture to paint. All right, ball in the hands of the Lions, which indicates that they did call it out. Giving them 10. Even number, right side will serve. Etta Wright to serve to Vivian David. Vivian David coming out on top in that exchange. 19-10 now. huge. Huge presence from Vivian. And there it is. Game 1 in the books goes to the Jackrabbits. Vivian David, Maggie Brascia take it. Vivian David just, I don't know, just showing us what she's capable of with that movement, that agility, combined with her ability to just strike that ball so well. It's what allows her to be a top-tier pickleball player in any format, any division, any competition for that matter. Vivian David has always been a consistent powerhouse. And now the boys, as Chuck Taylor warms up with Thomas Wilson on the left side of the court, and Hunter Johnson and Adam Stone on the right side of the court. Adam Stone, we've seen in history of this sport, essentially bringing an unprecedented IQ to the pro division. Him and Deckel Barr, probably one of my favorite men's doubles teams in the game. Love watching them succeed. And anytime he's on the court, you're going to see some high-quality pickleball. It's good to see him accompanied with Hunter Johnson, proving himself this year with brother Yates Johnson on both the singles and men's doubles sides with huge wins. They haven't gotten that huge win against me yet, but they're knocking on the door. All right, as these boys finish warming up, we're going to take a short break, and we will be back with our men's match. Folks, good morning, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in a minute. And we are back. Good morning, everybody. Rob Cassidy here with our first match of the day at the Major League Pickleball event. The boys are taking on the boys. Thomas Wilson and Chuck Taylor on the far side, taking on Hunter Johnson and Adam Stone. Game 2 of our match here. Here we go. Chuck Taylor to serve, crushing it in those shorts. Holy smokes. Pro pickleball, everybody. Great serve return from Stone. That power coming from Thomas Wilson. He's warming it up. Revving the engine. And here we go, folks. Back and forth. This is going to be a good one. Fancy footwork from Thomas. Unforced error from the Chuck Taylor. Adam Stone, locked and loaded. Overpowered from the Thomas Wilson, sets himself up. And I'll tell you what, in all honesty, I mean, you can see the band on Adam Stone's leg. It's no secret. I honestly felt like a healthier Adam Stone would have been able to have a better positioning to return that. We've seen displays of his incredible defense in the past. Ooh, Chuck Taylor looking very smooth this morning. And the hustle from Thomas Wilson. It's a strong combo. Too many options for Chuck Taylor down the middle. It works. Had about between 13 to 26 options on that ball and went with that one. Our first shake and bake of the day, set up by Thomas Wilson. Chuck Taylor coming in hot for the volley. Woo, that was really close. Really close. Toe dancing on that kitchen line. Ooh, there's Hunter. There he is. So good. And folks, it's an action-packed morning. If you've got more than one screen in your household, Championship Court, it is going down right now between the undefeated Florida Smash and the undefeated BLQK on Championship Court right now. But only check it out if you have multiple screens in your house. We don't need you guys leaving our little setup here. Grandstand Court, also where it's at. off the net and unlucky. Ernie, and it's good. Super good. Identifies the high ball. Boom. That's the type of intent you want with your Ernie. The pros and cons to the Ernie, very much observable. You know, the pros of doing it is, you know, you get that nice angle, you get a shot that you normally wouldn't be able to volley. However, it can tend to pull you out of position. So you want to have the intent to kind of end the point, or at least be aware when executing the Ernie. Jackrabbits within 2. Great exchange. Just an awesome point all around. Stone goes for a sneaky shot to Thomas. Thomas, contender for some of the best hands in the game. He wields that the electrum well. Ooh. Woo-hoo-hoo. Huge counters from Adam Stone. Loving how Thomas Wilson uses his footwork to give him options, give himself options on his dinks, on his attacks, on his initiates. Some real intense dinking has been occurring in this match. Trickler is going to stay on the side of the Jackrabbits. Point Lions looking to tie this match up. Ooh. Goes for the scorpion strike with the overhead. Had the option to play the bounce. I do like that take. Kind of was an all or nothing, and they're rewarded for that lob decision. Can't forget about the lob, folks. Yeah, you don't want to do it to your 86-year-old uncle. You don't want to be lobbing, your girlfriend if it's her second time playing. However, in a Pro Division match, men's match, the lob is good. Do it. It's 1/3 of your shot selection if you think about it. Drive the ball, drop the ball, or lob the ball. And how dare us deny ourselves 1/3 of our shot selection? Boom. That's good dinking. Adam Stone sneaking in a Michael Jackson impression. It's the type of celebrations we like to see after a good point like that. Or he might have just been cramping. When he does his Michael Jackson impression, they're pretty similar. Timeout called by the Lions, I'm pretty sure. However, it might have been Stone on that calf situation. Adam Stone, known to play hard. He's so committed to the game. I designed my, pre-game morning ritual after him. I strive to be an understudy of the man, and he knows more than anybody how important stretching is. Yeah, I think that was a Jackrabbit timeout just to kind of give it a sec so he can stay on track. And that's just good heads-up play. There's the example of that IQ. He's, professional poker player in a past life. And he just very observational, uses his wit to kind of, you know, play the hand he's dealt regardless. You know, he's out there and he's looking to win. His calf injury happened earlier this year at the New York APP event. He was playing with Deckel Bar. They were favorites in that event. And it's been lingering with him ever since. It's not easy to see. Thomas Wilson, healthier than ever. I don't know if there's anybody that moved. I mean, I can think of a few that move just as well, but I really do like Thomas Wilson's movement on the court. It's just an agile, mobile, hostile situation. And Chuck Taylor, always see him taking care of his body as well. These folks know how tough it can be. They say it's an easier game on the body than tennis. That might not always be true contextually. Nice point from the Lions. That's the first time I've ever seen Adam Stone pop up the ball in my life. Huge angle. Chuck Taylor pulling off a Thomas Wilson shot. Another angle. No Ernie or ATP this time. Pressure. Yeah. Yeah. A really good point. And again, at least in my experiences, when I lose my legs, I lose my shots. And you can see that it's making Adam Stone's job tough out there. His inability to move the way that he would like to. But the hands are still there. The Jackrabbits. Counterpunch backhand from the Stone. Nice third drive. The downy soft from Stone. Boom, and there's the point. Beautiful put away, beautiful setup. Let's see if they can rinse and repeat. Lions up 3, game 2. Major League Pickleball, day 2. Ambitious drive, and it's out. And that's a point for the Lions on that off execution. Love to see that into the paddles. Got to make your opponents play here. Slicey return, handled by Chuck. Thomas with the volley. Back to neutral. Intense dinking. Oh, the movement, ATP, it's there! There's the Adam Stone we know and love. Look at the hustle, positioning, the timing. Thomas forced to play the ball as that ATP was coming back. Big serve from Johnson. Offense into an angle finish. Building momentum here. Chuck Taylor, Thomas Wilson looking to shut it down. Ernie handled here at the highest level of pickleball. At some parks or some backyards, Ernie might mean point over. But here at the Major League Pickleball event, defense is through the roof and points continue. The slap and the luck. As the Jackrabbits are off and running, not much Chuck can do there. Locked up at 14s here. Stone to serve. Awesome initiate from Chuck Taylor. A little too much for Stone to handle. Great attack from Chuck. Just kind of handcuffing Stone immediately. Ooh, great ball from Hunter Johnson on that backhand. Good eye, good heads up play from Hunter Johnson as they take the lead for the first time in this men's match. Lob. Back to neutral. Well diffused by Thomas Wilson. Are we going to see a second lob this point? Ooh, off pace initiate. Thomas decides not to attack it. Very impressive. Stone dictating the dink rally now. That's going to be high. Again, Thomas lays off with good patience. Point of the match right here. Oh, fake lob. Pushes Thomas to the baseline, but he's back to the kitchen. Now it's Chuck's turn. Cross courts between the boys. Whew. Oh, it's high. Back to neutral. Good grief. Again, setting his partner up and taking the point. Just those high off-pace jabs at Thomas Wilson. He's not sure if he should attack him. Is it bait? What is it? Forcing the timeout from the Lions. What a turnaround. Jackrabbits up 2 in game 2 at MLP. If you're counting along at home, that was a 69-shot rally. Great patience, but you can also see, like we mentioned earlier, the intensity in these guys' dinking. A lot of people mistake the dinking game for this passive occurrence of exchanges, and you don't want to mistake patience for passiveness. You want to stay intense, you want to stay purposeful with your dinks to dictate your opponent. Stay patient, but keep the pressure. That was a very impressive point. 17-15 now, Jackrabbits to serve. Thomas Wilson, Chuck Taylor looking to regain that steam that they had earlier in this game. And a freebie off the heavy serve from Hunter Johnson after that timeout. A nasty ball from Chuck Taylor. Routine. Another day at the office put away. Year of the Chuck continues. And these boys aren't going nowhere. 2-point game here. And a shake and bake. Inverted this time as Thomas is the one putting this one away. Great volley. You can see how he can come forward to the ball. Something you can't do when you're already at the kitchen line. Huge hands, huge overheads. The Ernie Dink is able to recover. Lob for more time. The overhead comes in hot from Hunter Johnson. The Jackrabbits are fired up at 19. Third shot drive. Whew. Staying low. Oh, the lob. The bounce. An angled Ernie. Put a lot into that one. Sails deep. Lions within one. Almost a little bit in a little bit of a hurry to get to that kitchen line, forcing it just a smidge, missing that dink. Gives Jackrabbits a game point. 2018, both teams are locked in. Traditional scoring from here on out. Ooh, that was so close. So the Lions will remain at 18 because the Jackrabbits reached their 20. All is good. Here we go. Chuck Taylor to serve. Need 2 big points here. Hands battle. Yeah. He's making the call. Thomas and Chuck double checking. Secondary sideline ref overrules Stone's call. Stone made the call very abruptly, and it's his call to make. You know, it's not Hunter Johnson. Yes, he's close to the ball, but he needs to be, his eyes are on executing the shot. Stone, as a partner, it's kind of his obligation as a teammate to call that ball. Overruled by the referee. I think we're going to go into a challenge here. Our first challenge review on Grandstand Court of the Day. We got a nice little camera angle here. Let's take a look. The net will be in the way of this. Oh, and good gracious to me. I'm not going to let him hear me, but that ball looks out. There's a lot of things in the way. Wow, that's pretty out. Pretty out as my context clues lead me. However, with the net in the way like that, if I were a referee of any context, I would say not enough to overrule, inconclusive. Oh, we got a different angle here. That would be nice. Oh, I missed it. The referee that made the call also did the review, which is a fun little interesting fact. So after review, I hope that they said inconclusive, not enough to overturn. The call is going to stand as if the video footage showed that it was definitely in, not how I saw it. One-point game in here. Another game point for the Jackrabbits. Stone to serve. Crisscross. Chuck off the bounce. Another high caliber point here. Notice the movement in their dinks. They are not standing still, folks. Take some notes. The attack. The follow-up. Full neutral. The lob and the overhead smash, but handled by Stone. The point continues. Chuck takes a swing at it, and it's out. You know it. You know it. Adam Stone perseveres. Sportsmanship. Never overlooked. Amazing match between the boys, Lions and Jackrabbits. So good, so good. For the way for him to handle that match, the timeouts at the critical times, to not let it get in his head when that call didn't go his way. Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Stone, Hunter Johnson, Jackrabbits in the house. High fives all around. Great energy to start off the day. Good morning wherever you are in the world. Rob Cassidy here with Major League Pickleball. Thank you guys for tuning in. We will be right back after a break with our next match, our first mixed. All right, folks, thanks for joining us. Rob Cassidy here, Major League Pickleball. Game 3 as we are split one apiece between the Jackrabbits and the Lions. Our first mixed match on the far side, we have Olivia McMillan and Thomas Wilson ready to roar versus Vivian David and Hunter Johnson. Third shot drive. Off the net and out. It's that same exact play, that same exact beginning we saw at the beginning of the men's match, only this time clearing the net as he's much more warmed up. Thomas Wilson able to take control of a point, able to take control of a match in the blink of an eye. Nice ball that he's forced to play off the bounce. Has to hit it kind of behind him a little bit. McMillan with the drop. Followed up. Oh. Whew. Huge cross-court two-handed backhand from Hunter Johnson. Although it looked like it in that last point, he has no relation to J.W. Johnson, or Georgia for that matter, or Julie. Ooh, same spot, so good, locked in. Hunter Johnson, a newcomer to the Jackrabbits in this event. During the trades and the acquirings. Vivian scrapping, not enough. And in a blink of an eye, 6 points have gone by. 3-3. Oh, and all the hustle from Thomas Wilson. Another unlucky bad boy. And commentator error. As opposed to the not so commentator error. Jackrabbits are up 2. They're not split one game apiece. The Jackrabbits have taken the women's and the men's, and will need to take both of these mixed to push to that dream breaker. So Jackrabbits up 2 here, looking to clinch the match. Big Ernie, he's back on the court, and they pull it off. That's what we like to see. Oh, ninja landing from the Johnson. It's one half of the Johnson-Johnson duo. One of the men's doubles twin team we have. Brothers, twin brothers. Hunter Johnson and Yates Johnson, who have really committed to the game and dedicated themselves in an awesome way. Tennis converts for sure, but it's great to have, and tennis converts, and it's great to have them in the game. They've really soaked it up and have been embraced into the professional pickleball community. Now here he is at a Major League Pickleball event, playing well. Thomas getting huge. ATP goes for a lot in the post. Is the victor on that one. I definitely think he had it here. Could have waited a little longer, but he wanted to kind of sneak it in on Viv. That's the tough thing, you know, on these ATPs. Vivian's there, so he's got to make that shot count. Smoked with the Diadem Warrior edge. Just shaping that ball on the court. 9-4 here. Jackrabbits pulling away. Ball is deep for another free point. Are they going to use that timeout? Are they still in this fight? Vivian David to serve. Nasty drop. Strict fire from Hunter Johnson. That third shot drop was smoking. I don't even know, third shot drop, pace drop? That was one of the higher MPHs I've seen on a third shot drop. They're locked in. Hunter Johnson and Vivian David have been practicing and playing together in other tournaments outside of Major League Pickleball, and they're really grooving. And they got a good chemistry, and it's working here today and day 2 of the Major League Pickleball event. Chuck Taylor keeping his team positive. Olivia McMillan with a smile. It's time to lock it in and shut it down and make this next mixed match relevant. Adam Stone with a big win with partner Hunter Johnson in that men's doubles match. There's Vivian getting low. Classic Vivian play right there. It's really good. Getting low is good. Pro tip of the day, get a little lower. Lower, little lower. That's good. Ooh, Thomas Wilson looking to pump himself up. Threads the needle here down the middle. Off the bounce. 5-12. Let's see what they can do here to get themselves back in it. That's not going to help. There's that classic occurrence in pickleball when you start to really want it more, you start to do more, and then you get bigger on the court in terms of presence and start to get maybe a little too big. You really want to stay proportionate with your partner in these doubles matches. Wow. And there it is, the beginning. Got to keep that faith, that partner faith. 6-13. McMillan's fired up. Thomas takes the third. Sidelines there a little bit. You can't get low enough to take that one. Nice shot from Thomas. They're putting a streak together here, 1 by 1. See if they can hit double digits on this serve possession. Off the net. Thomas scrapping. Tough. Great ball from Vivian. As Wilson looks to cover as much court as possible, Vivian just kind of puts it on that sideline, and he was already heading elsewhere. Great heads-up play from Vivian David. Okay, okay. Huge journey from the lefty, Olivia McMillan. She sees it early. Oh, yeah. That's beautiful. Ball back in hand, 8-14. A lot of work still to be done for Team Lions. Ball is out. Another miss as the Jackrabbits creep towards 21. Thomas wants it all. He's hungry. The defense from David and Johnson able to neutralize. He's forced to attack, but the counter from Vivian, too good. Thomas Wilson doing everything he can, sending patience to the wind and looking to get the guns out. It's tough when your opponents have hands that can just counter any type of weapon you have. Oh, and that's a lot. Little frustration from the Wilson. We're going to sneak in a timeout for the Lions. The Lions. One of the team owners, James Blake. James Blake, incredible gentleman. I've had the honor to meet this guy through the great game of pickleball. I'm telling this story during this timeout. This true story. There I was in the village of Wimbledon, having breakfast on my last Sunday morning before I had to leave the great country of England. And there I was in my long sleeve MLP, gray long sleeve. And someone says to me on the street, he says, "Hey, were you at the MLP event?" And I turned, I said, yes, I was. And he says, "I'm James Blake, I own the Lions." And I'm like, "Oh my goodness, James Blake, nice to meet you. Yeah, I'm here with my girlfriend." It's a true story. I got to meet James Blake in the village of Wimbledon. He was with his wife on his way to the venue to watch some Wimbledon tennis. And he was just such a class act. It was great to meet him, and fun story for me. It was great to meet James Blake. And we're so happy to have him as a part of the MLP. Great team owner. We love the Lions. See what they can do with this third possession. Shout out to James Blake. Wherever you are, we love you, man. Olivia McMillan to serve. Here we go. These are the type of structured points that we would have wanted to see out of the Lions from square one. That was just a beautiful point. You know, the balance of patience and pressure. I mean, Thomas Wilson's there for that put away because Olivia McMillan's doing her job because she's allowed to, given the space. Oh, and that's exactly what he wanted. But again, you know, in these last couple points, he's playing proportionately. He was there on his sideline to defend that ball from Vivian. And now you can see that Olivia is stretching herself out. A lot of space to be had, but I do like these dink rallies. Forced to play the bounce. Boom. That's it. This is what the winning strategy equation looks like. Patience and pressure. There he goes. Vivian setting herself up, creating the hole and putting it down the middle. Thomas wants to call that ball out. Head coach Adam Stone letting him know what their options are. It's a tough ball to call. Earlier this match, we had a ref overrule a player on the court. This situation, there is not going to be an overrule. That call is going to stand, and our human eyes, we're definitely seeing that ball in. We're definitely seeing that ball from Hunter Johnson out. Enough of a cushion to survive. But the Lions now in a position to crawl back into this match. Vivian David going toe-to-toe with Thomas Wilson. It's not over yet. Huge. And that's the caliber of player that Vivian David is. Thomas Wilson, yes, he won, but that handshake exchange was incredible. Neither team's locked. Rally scoring continues. Thomas Wilson to serve. It's getting interesting here. Oh, and a tough miss from Olivia. She's been diligent, she's been staying patient. A tough miss to give the Jackrabbits a game point and a match clinching point as well. And smokes it down the sideline for game. It's a high ball. Thomas wants to swing at it, but he's just a little too far over, and Vivian David able to punish that out of position. Great game by both teams. Jackrabbits out on top, 3-0 up in our first match of the day. Thank you guys for joining us. We got one more match for you in this, or one more game rather in this match. Adam Stone and Maggie Brascia gonna take on Chuck Taylor and Etta Wright. Should be a good one. We'll be right back.